Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome back to another Real Talk. I pray everybody is still doing well as we, give the Most High all the honor, the glory, and definitely all praise and worship belongs to the Holy Spirit. You see my title, I Care Nothing for Father's Day. Now, of course, in this video, I'm just speaking for myself. I care nothing for Juneteenth that's coming up. Yo, those of you who've been watching me for a long time, y'all already know I can break down any holiday, tell you where it came from, and it didn't come from the Holy Spirit. But what I want to say is what I've been saying all year long, especially when my brothers get on camera. Hats off to you who are raising your children. The Bible say, fathers, raise your children. Fathers, don't provoke your child to anger. Fathers are held accountable at a high accountability for what we do, how we do it, and what we're not doing. Now, I'm speaking for myself, and I hope this don't sound like no hatred video, because my intentions are never, sound like it's hating or hatred. I care less for it, but I always try to tell people the truth. I'm getting so many phone calls, come to this party, or we gathering, we doing all the dance. Let me tell you something, I do not need an extra hand clap for doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna say it again. I do not need an extra hand clap nor a pat on the back for doing what the Bible, what the Most High commanded me to do as a father. See, the danger with these holidays is a lot of people put their mama on Mother's Day higher than God, the Most High. They put their father, or if your father wasn't around, it may be somebody else. And that's why it's nothing wrong with praising each other. But to worship, so many people worship individuals. And the Bible say, don't do what the heathen and the pagans do. Learn not the way of the heathen. And this world loves this stuff. I think I just made a brother mad the other day, man. He wanted me to, come to his party and celebrate this, celebrate that. And it makes people mad, but I'm not off into all this stuff. Now, when you think about this Father's Day, let me see, I remember studying this years ago. I want to say her name is Sonora. I may be saying the name wrong, but she came up with this way back in 1909. If you want to do the history on it, just Google it. And I want to say her name was Sonora. Sonora died. Her father was a single father. He was single parent, and he raised her and her 5 brothers. So this one particular time, she attended this church, and at this church they was having a Mother's Day program going on, and that's when it just struck her in the mind. Like, she was convinced from that point on, hey, we need a Father's Day. See, everybody want a day, but if I sit here and say, what about the Most High's Day? How many people know exactly what that's all about? So yeah, it was way back in June 1910. If I remember from studying correctly, it was June the 19th, 1910. And it happened in Washington, but it really wasn't established until 58 years later. I want to say that was that Woodrow Wilson, one of them presidents. It was either Roosevelt or Woodrow, one of them. They recognized it then to make it become a national holiday. So that made it around 1972. So from 1910 to 1972, here it is, Father's Day. Now the sad thing about this is there are a whole lot of children who are mad and angry because their father have left them, or never was around, or maybe in a penitentiary, or just plain old deadbeat. And that's why I'm just being honest, I don't need a Father's Day. My wife joke with me every year with every holiday. She always joke with me. And I just look at Dee Dee like she crazy. She start laughing because she be joking with me. She just asked me last night, what you want for Father's Day? And she just started laughing because she know me. And before we even got together, I let her know as the man, as the leader, as I'm going to be your husband. Before we got together, I said, this is how I am. I don't put up Christmas trees. I don't do trick-or-treat. I don't do all this stuff. I don't do none of this stuff, excuse me. And she accepted that. Now, people gonna gather with their family on these holidays. Just because you gathering with somebody on a holiday, do I think you are being wicked and you are going against the Most High? No, because some people gather for different reasons. Sometimes that's the only time you're going to get to see your certain kinfolks. And it's sad that it's like that. And that's what I love about my mom. My mom is always trying to get the family together all during the year. But the sad thing is, it's just a lot of people can't never make it. It only be a few that show up. But when it's a holiday or a funeral, everybody show up. And it shouldn't take a funeral for you to see your family members. But then on the flip side of that, some of us know we don't want to see certain people because it ain't nothing but trouble. It ain't nothing but chaos. It ain't nothing but family drama. So I always say during the year, hats off to the fathers who are raising their children. Mothers, your job is to nurture the child. But when there's no father there to raise and lay down that discipline, you don't have no choice but to do it yourself. And that's why that live chat we did earlier was so important about, you know, this is a pre-recorded video. Let me say this again. When you see premiere, that means this is a pre-recorded video. So I'm actually doing this video before. So when you see the live chats, there is nothing live but the chats, not me. Because a lot of these videos I do, they are before time. They before the day of. I just choose to post it that day because I have a lot of videos. But just keep this in mind to the fathers who are raising their children, dealing with the baby mama drama and all the crazy mess, or you may be divorced, or whatever the reason is. Hats off to you. Because being a parent is not easy for the mother or the father. But being a man is very, very challenging in a lot of ways. And a lot of times you got to make strict decisions. But hats off to the men. That's why I don't say no happy Father's Day. Every day you wake up, you're a father. You get up, you go to work, you raising, you spending time, you provide, and that's every day. So I don't need no one day out of a year to recognize what I'm supposed to already be doing. And I'm not trying to sound mean by saying that. Y'all wanted to know my take on this. I don't care nothing for Father's Day. I love my children dearly. They are my heart. I love my wife. I love my family. They know that. And they tell me all the time, thank you, Daddy. Dee Dee always tells me and hugs me and just, I thank God for you. That's what she always say. And I say likewise. We in this thing together. Two becoming one flesh. And I'm so proud of my baby because now she's at a point now where she don't question what I do so much now like she used to. And when she see this video, she gonna laugh. Because it was hard for her to adjust at first to my ways of discipline, my ways of being, you know, following the Most High. Because when it comes to the Most High, I sure don't care nothing for holidays. I don't care what day you holler out, you know. This is what the world loves, and this is what Christianity loves, and other people. It's just, and I'm not saying that to down Christians. I love you. I'm just saying when the Bible is clear on don't do stuff, instead of being set apart, the majority is gonna play a part. I was brought up in it, but just because I was brought up in something don't mean I have to stay in it. Especially when I learn the truth behind it. See, don't nobody want to hardly come out of stuff nowadays, but a lot of people are waking up, the ones that's waking up. So It's a beautiful thing when you learn the truth, because one thing I don't want to do is disrespect the Most High nor grieve the Most High. And I'm so sick of these parents emailing me and talking about we need to tell the children the truth, and you won't even tell them the truth about Santa Claus. And the churches is doing, most of them that's doing it, not all churches, but the churches are doing the same thing, playing a part of it. I just told Sister Tony at the church where I'm at. Sister Tony, she knows me now. We done gained a great relationship. And she said, I know, because you know Father's Day is coming up. And she said, I know you by now, because I know. You know, don't get talking about this pagan stuff. See, that's the thing. People know the truth. A lot of them do. But they choose to do it anyway. They don't want to lose members in the church. Pastors don't want to lose members. Pastors don't want the tithes to drop. A lot of pastors know the truth. They know if they speak that truth, that's going to cause a lot of those members to go to another church that's going to continue to celebrate it. And I'm not trying to bash on nobody in no kind of way, no, Pastor. I'm just speaking in general, and I'm speaking facts. I love you enough to tell you the truth. Just like I told them, I don't care what church I go visit or where I'm at. No, my kids is not finna read no Easter speeches. They not finna get up and all this stuff. No, you can't hand them this basket with the eggs. No, get that stuff and take it back with you. I made a brother mad like that one time. Like, he looked at me crazy like, brother, what's wrong with you? I said, no, what's wrong with you? All these lies, man. You should be sick of these lies, but a lot of people are not, you know. And just think about that Easter egg. Rabbits don't even lay eggs. Chickens do. The lie alone. But you represent fertility when you play a part of that. The fertility gods, Estar, sexual goddesses, orgasms. Y'all know I got plenty of videos on this. But, you know, it's no harm. It's no harm. Think about a rabbit. Why a rabbit is a rabbit. Now think about what the Most High said. Keep my holy days. That's what he said. He told Israel once again to be set apart. I'm not going to go off on all that. Y'all already know the videos are on the page. But once again, I care less for Father's Day. Hats off all year to the fathers. Hats off all year to the mothers. Hats off all year to the grandmothers, the aunties, the uncles, the cousins, the best friends, whoever it is that's playing a part in helping raise you. Hats off to you every day. And I love you. I love the fact that you are stepping in. Hats off to the so-called stepfather. I don't like to use the term stepfather, because there are some fathers out here, they may have not been your biological, but that's the only father you know. Hats off to you. Much love to you. A lot of people get mad when I say that. Man, I would have never took care of another man's child. It ain't mine. I would. That's you. You can't speak for all men. And the blessing, financially, spiritually, and physically, that a lot of men have gotten because that child that you say, I wouldn't have did that, have became very successful. And who you think they taking care of? When they super blessed, who you think they bless? Just like Shaq finally meeting his, real daddy. And he lost the dad that raised him, because Shaq's real daddy was locked up. But Shaq still made peace with him. Took him a while, but he made peace with him. He let the past be the past. But look at the man that raised him. He hung in there. There are a lot of men out here that have raised somebody else's child, and you don't say step, you say we blood, you say we family anyway, without whether you say blood or not, we family. That's how we say it. When I met my queen, Dee Dee, Gabby was a little bitty girl. Little bitty. Now my Gabby is 18 years old. I don't say stepchild. I say that's my baby. That's my daughter. And I love her dearly. She has a great sense of humor. She is special, she is smart, intelligent, and she is beautiful, and I love her to death. I love her. I'm like, wow, this is what I was missing in life. 18, 5, and 4. Y'all pray for me. That's a huge age gap. We got one grown now, and 2 working on trying to get grown, who think they already grown. Y'all know them, y'all see them on camera. So once again, hats off to the fathers, and just keep doing what you're doing. We got a lot of children on this earth, but a lot of them don't have no fathers around. But you can still be a big brother. You can be an uncle. You can be that big cousin. You can still mentor, these boys. They need it. This is what we talked about on the live chat. So I love you. I'm not gonna make this video too much longer. Y'all take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Shalom.